We've all had that moment playing Minecraft when you get too many items and can't put them all in your storage system without it taking hours for you to just go through all of your chests and organize everything. Well, lucky for you, this system will fix that problem. What I've made here is an automatic storage system. It'll take any of these items here, which can be extended as long as you want it to be, and we'll sort it with this simple piece of redstone right here. I actually have it sorting right now. And as you can see, the netherite is flowing right into the chest and not into any of the other chests. Pretty cool, huh? To make this machine, you will need at least one chest, assuming that you're not sorting it into double chest, one comparator, one redstone repeater, one redstone torch, 3 pieces of redstone dust, 3 hoppers, 5 smoothstone, and 44 of any item that you have in excess of that you don't want to have sorted into this system. Please note that only makes one section of the system. To build this machine, what you want to do is place down one solid block and then skip a block and place down another one. This will determine the direction that your farm is facing. If it is facing like this, that means that it'll be going left and right from where I am standing right now. Then what you want to do is right away put repeaters in here facing the direction that you'll want the chests to be. That means that the chests will be right about here in your system. Then you want to come onto your machine, crouch, and place solid blocks on top of the repeaters. Please note the repeaters should all be at 1 tick. You should not have them at 2, 3, or 4. From here, what you want to do is place down blocks in a line in the front of the repeaters. So diagonal front of the repeaters should now have blocks placed on. And then you want to go right in front of the repeaters and place down redstone torches. This will turn on and off the hoppers to tell when it'll need to go into the chest and when it won't. Then, from here, you will want to place down one more set of blocks, just like that. And there is the basic shape of your storage system. Then, what you want to do is find the block that is directly above the redstone torch and place comparators, making sure that the torch part of the comparator, it's that part that lights up right there, is facing the inside of your machine. Then just fill this whole back area with redstone dust. Right now, your machine should be looking like this, with the redstone torches on the bottom, a block, a line of repeaters, another block, and then redstone dust all along the back, with the comparators pointing into the middle. The next thing that you want to do is come to the front of your farm, crouch down, and place a hopper onto the comparator. Make sure that the funnel of the hopper is pointing into the comparator, and do that for all of them. So right now, your farm should be looking like this. Now what you want to do is figure out where your input chest is going to be. That is the chest that is putting the items into the farm to be sorted. From here, you'll want to decide where your input and output chest will be. There's the input chest that you put the items in and it'll sort it into the system. And then there's the output or overflow chest that will take items that weren't able to be sorted, that just weren't put into the system, and it'll just put them in that chest for you to use later. What you want to do is have it at least 1 block out from the system. What I normally do is place 2 blocks out and break that one, so I know I'm safe to place the chest this block over. So I'm just going to place the chest right here. So I did do it 1 block with 1 air block right here between, so that I can get a line of hoppers from here to the output chest, which will be over here. I'm going to do the same idea for the output chest. But now, instead of putting the output chest up a block, I'm going to put it on the same block, because hoppers aren't able to bring items up, only over and down. Now that I have the chests in place, I'm going to crouch and just have a hopper line from the output chest to the input chest. Just like that. So the funnels should be going into the other hoppers over the top of the hoppers that are going into the comparators and right in to your overflow chest. And now it's time to place in the chests that your items are going to get organized into. What I like to do to help hide the redstone a little bit is place blocks right here. It's one block away from the machine. And if you're doing double chests like I'm going to be doing in this video, you'll want to place 2 sets like that, or you can decorate this however you want. These blocks right here are not important to the design of the machine. They're only for visual purposes. Then you want to come into your machine in this 1 block gap, crouch, and place hoppers feeding into the chests. They should be right underneath the hoppers that are feeding in to the comparators. Now this next part of the farm is the most important part. And if this part gets messed up, your entire farm will break. So listen very, very carefully here. What you want to do is have 44 of an item that you have in excess. In this case, I'm using rotten flesh. Although this can be any item as long as it is not getting sorted into the system. What I like to do is change the name of the item to just something completely random that's not in Minecraft. In this case, I'm just going to call it something completely random. And, sure that item's not in Minecraft. It'll probably never be added to Minecraft. The code of the item itself doesn't matter. Only the name. Now, what you want to do with this item is go to the hopper that is feeding into the comparator. Right-click it to open the hopper menu. Then you want to take your named item and put it into the system like this. You want 41 in 1 slot, and then you want 3 that are just 1. Just copy this layout. And now go through your whole system and do that in every hopper that's leading into the comparator. If you do it right, the comparator should light up these 2 redstone in front of it and the one to the side. It should not travel all the way down to this bottom layer. Depending on the size of your storage system, that could have taken anywhere from a few minutes to maybe even a few hours. And it seems super monotonous, I know, but don't worry, it'll be worth it in the end. If you did this correctly, the comparators should be lit up and giving out a redstone signal. If it's not, make sure that none of the comparators are on subtract mode. That means with their red torch on. And if it's also not, make sure that you have filled every hopper with the proper amount. Then what you want to do, just to make sure that you did this properly, is just take a look through the chests. If you find any of whatever item you used in the chests, take it out and make sure that your system is looking like this. Any items that are overflown into the system can be very bad in the long term. Try to fix as many of them as you can right away. Now, once you've gotten the system up to this point, what you want to do is start filtering items into the chests. There's 2 ways to do this. Either you can take item frames, place them on the chests, and then determine what items you want in each chest. Like, let's say I want diamonds, redstone, gold ingots, and netherite ingots in my system. If you have a bigger system, you can do more items. But right now, I just have a system that's made for 4, so I'm going to put them in this order. Now, if you want them specifically in this order, what you have to do is come over to the hopper going into the comparator. Click on it, and put the item in one at a time. It'll keep the first one in there. The second one, it'll suck out, and it'll actually suck it out into this hopper, but not feed it into the chest yet. So every item that you do requires at least 2 items to be locked in the storage system. That's embarrassing. Crisis averted. So as you can see, I have the 41 items plus the other 3 and the item that I want sorted. And then I can throw the diamonds into the chest, and as long as I gave in the 2 items, it should just start sorting it right into the chest and not into any of the others. So then go through and do that for the whole system. If you're fine with it being sorted in any random order, as long as all the items are together, just throw whatever items you want sorted into the input chest. Just please note, this farm does not work with non-stackables or stackables up to 16. You need to use the usual blocks or items that stack up to 64. Now, I'm gonna do the specific pattern for the sorting, and I will cut ahead until that is done. There we go. So in the hoppers, I have now put 1 of each item, and it's flown down into the other hoppers. So now all of these are locked in place. Now I can just throw in these items, and it will flow through into the system. So you can see netherite is going in right now. So if I go to the netherite chest, it is counting up, but none of the other chests are counting up. If I take out the netherite, it's now the gold. So the gold chest is now counting up, but none of the other ones are. You can have the items completely shuffled however it happens to go in the chest, and it will work every time. We always have that friend who's going around trying to ruin your farm. That's every server has that one person. So let's say some weirdo comes in and throws dirt into your system. You don't have dirt accounted for. Well, the system will see that, not put in the dirt, and throw it right in to the output chest on this side. So it will not flood your system or affect your system in any way. Just a few cautions with this machine. If you have excessive bulk storage, be careful. Once the chest is full, it will start to overflow your system unless you give it another chest to flow into, which is really simple to do. And I will show you how right now. You can place a chest right underneath and just have a hopper flow in. This will not affect the redstone of your farm in any way, other than it'll just give the items more space. I'd recommend doing this for different mob grinders, piglin trading halls, and for any item that you have in excess of. One more thing to keep in mind is that this sorting system does not sort non-stackables. It is only for stackables that go up to 64. So you cannot sort ender pearls in here because they go up to 16. And you cannot sort tools, armor, or anything of that sort because it just doesn't stack. It throws off the redstone in the back, and it makes the whole farm break. So be very careful of that. Other than that, this farm is pretty reliable. It's very lag friendly, and is the farm that I personally use for my sorting systems on the Lotl SMP. So I hope that this video was informative. And if you're interested in seeing more stuff like this, check out the video that's coming up on your screen right now. But that's it for today. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye!